Okay, we're back. We're not live anymore, but we're doing this and we will post it for everyone. Trustees has asked me to run through the planting scheme that we put together here with collaboration from the Proven Winners people and also with the Kinsman Company that donated these wonderful baskets for us. This garden this year has a bunch of really interesting and fascinating new plants that just got introduced to the market, and they are plants that you could use in your own home to achieve this kind of flash mob of color that we have here. So moving forward, we're going to go through one of the sections of the actual planting design, and what we'll do is we'll describe each plant and give you the names of all of them so that you can go ahead and find them, source them, and plant them in your own gardens. So starting with some of the smaller plants in the front here, we have this wonderful chartreuse sweet potato vine that's part of the new Sweet Caroline series. This one's called Green with Envy. We move on to shrub that was introduced a number of years ago that has this wonderful chartreuse colors. This is Deutzia Chardonnay. And then moving forward to another plant here, we have Hugera with black leaves. This is the Primo series, and just a wonderful plant with the backside of the leaves are a different color, so you get this wonderful contrast and foliage colors around. Here's the star of our show right here. This is a salvia called Violet Riot. It's the namesake of what we decided to name the show after. It's a reblooming perennial that has these wonderful purple spikes of flower that will last throughout the entire growing season. Coming over here for a little bit of extra height, we have a Phyome called Senorita Rosalita. It has these wonderful flowers and interesting plant in that it doesn't need deadheading. This plant will bloom all summer long with these wonderful flowers on top of spikes here, and a great kind of textural foliage as well. Moving farther into the bed, we start to get into a little bit of more diverse plantings. We have a heliotrope here called Marine, which is essential in this garden because it provides all kinds of fragrance. The idea of this garden was to create a real sensory experience for everyone who visits. To the side here we have an older variety of one of their supertunias called Royal Velvet. Just an amazing plant that will really cover a lot of ground. Behind it we have this cute little garden heliotrope called Meteor Showers. This is again another reblooming perennial that requires no deadheading and will get quite taller as the season goes by, and just loaded with these delicate little flowers here. Two of the bigger stars of the show here, shrubs that came into play when we designed, was these two elderberries that have this wonderful difference in foliage color and texture. The yellowish lime green one is called lemony lace, and this one is called black lace. Really were an important part of transmitting the theme of purple and chartreuse into this garden. In the foreground before, we used a non-Proven Winners plant. This is the Persian shield, and it has these great purple leaves that almost appear metallic when the sun hits them. To the back of the bed, we're starting to get into a different kind of plants back here. Again, we use the sweet potato vine. These are new introductions in the Sweet Caroline series. This one here is got more of an elliptical heart-shaped leaf. This is jet black, and just flanking it on this side we have one with an incised leaf, kind of a cut leaf, and this is called After Midnight. On either sides of them we've used a wonderful purple leaf colocasia called Royal Hawaiian Black Coral. So as a ground cover, even more so, to get some contrast in this bed, we've used a licorice vine, Helichrysum, called Lemon Licorice. The bigger parts of some of the textural difference that we tried to use in this planting were some ornamental grasses. This is Pennisetum vertigo. It's a wonderful plant, has this rich purple foliage, and will have seed spikes and get probably close to 6 or 7 feet tall by the end of the summer. Really what you see here is just the beginning of what the display will eventually look like, and within a month's time or so, it should just be wall-to-wall colored here. So flipping over, we created some new beds on this side of the property, and we've used another collection of proven winners plants here. Again, we've got the Super Tunia Royal Velvet here, combined with Angelonia True Blue. As a foreground contrast and textural interest plant, we've used a sedum in the front here that is really a beautiful plant and has this great chartreuse color. Behind it we've used Russian sage, a new variety out now from the proven winners people. We hope that this plant will get to be somewhere about 3-4 feet tall and loaded with purple flowers later in the year. So the idea here was to create a season-long interest of color. Some of the shrubs that are in this have been around for a while. This is Weichella spilled wine. Has this great purple foliage and pink flowers. So we have yet to see them. They'll be coming out in a couple weeks. And then moving along this way, we've used a collection of the same plant materials as well as the vertebrate grass again. One of the big deals about this garden this year was to really accentuate some of the spaces with containers. So we've gone forward this year and used some of these new self-watering containers. They're called H2Os. And again, another great collection of some of the proven winners plants that are available at most of the garden centers and nurseries nearby you. Up against the foundation of the house, we again created some new spaces. We removed the grass from the foundation plantings and added a collection of annuals, shrubs, and perennials that are going to fill in with a lot of really great color and fragrance over time. So on this, we've got cypress here, a papyrus grass that has this great texture. This is Prince Tut, so unlike its father, King Tut, it's going to stay relatively short, somewhere in the 3 to 4 foot range. And we have some mix of sweet alyssum in the front. We've got white knight here, and then also too, there's a collection of blushing princess in here, and behind them what we have is a hydrangea called Tiny Tough Stuff. Has this wonderful purpley blue flower and stays relatively short, unlike a lot of these other hydrangeas that could get really big. Nice part about this plant is it generally does not flop over. The stems are really rigid, so really great plant for the addition of your gardens. Again, it's amazing what you can achieve with the color in these containers. We've used a number of the proven winners plants, the graceful grass series, using papyrus again with the lemon licorice, and also some dichondra, which is a great silver foliage plant that can add a lot of interest to these containers. So this pretty much is the collection of plants that we used on site here. We have a number of great garden properties across the state that we're really trying to develop over time. We ask everyone to really get excited about all this stuff and really start to visit some of these properties. You can go online and check out our new public garden program, and we hope that you've enjoyed this. Thank you.